sexy. Whenever, wherever, I've got your back. W. That just doesn't sound right coming from me, does it? Sounds great. You know what? What are you doing? Oh, no. You got to do it. One last time for me, man. It's not unusual to be loved whenever. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry.
I'm Sue, and my first call is Crunch.
The chocolate bar all Americans love.
We've gone so long without Overwatch League, so we've just kind of been confused about what the meta is. I'm going to try and help you out just a little bit by letting you know what heroes are currently the best for Season 13, so that you can find something that works well for you. My name is Nate, and welcome to Blizzard Guides. You're going to have 2 tanks, 3 DPS, and 2 supports. For tanks, you're going to have both a main tank and an off tank. For DPS, I'll give you 1 for Bronze to Gold, 1 for Plat through Diamond, and 1 for Masters Plus. For the supports, I'm going to give you 1 main healer and 1 off healer. Pretty simple stuff. Also, I want to really quickly mention, if you ever want to ask specific questions about Overwatch, suggest new videos, or just hang out with me and others, you can join our Discord. My DMs are open, you're always welcome to ping me, so it's a pretty chill place. But anyway, let's hop into this video. At number 7, let's start off with the main tanks. Right now, our options are Reinhardt, Winston, and Orisa. I'd say Hammond in this list too, but honestly, nobody really knows how to play him as a main tank outside of top 500 games, so unfortunately, he's considered an off tank for the time being for the rest of you guys. Since Orisa doesn't really mesh well on most maps and dive is easy to counter, this spot has to go to Reinhardt. He is a damage-dealing beast that can protect entire teams with his shield dynamically, and on top of that, he's got that insanely powerful shatter that can be used to turn the tide of a battle instantly. To play Reinhardt well in this meta, there's 3 things that you have to know. First, you have to be ready to stop playing. You're gonna get hacked, stunned, pinned, slept, anti-shatter, booped, and frozen, but that's okay. That just means that your team isn't the one getting CC'd, and you are. So technically, that does mean that you're doing your job. Now, obviously though, you want to avoid the CC as much as possible, but main tanking in 2018 just means that you're gonna get stunned to hell and back. Don't be afraid and frustrated when this happens though. You'll find that games are so much easier when you don't let it get to you. Now, secondly, you also need to use that massive shield to protect your teammates from their own mistakes. You know that McCree that just holds W into the enemy's 6 teammates and just keeps dying? You can prevent that by walking forward and protecting him with your shield. You don't have to wait until your team gets a pick to go in, so don't be afraid to hold your shield and walk forward. The damage is breaking your shield too quickly. That means that you're holding your shield too far back and too far long, so you're probably just waiting at the choke while nobody's behind you holding your shield. So try and push up and try and get into the objective and starting the team fight when you have your teammates, or just don't hold your shield and hide behind the choke if you're not actually engaging on the point or if you're on defense or anything like that. An important thing to remember is that you're going to take the bulk of the damage to your shield in the poke phase and the engagement phase of the team fight, which you can learn more about in my Everything You Need to Know About Overwatch Competitive Guide that I released on Saturday, which you can check out by clicking in the top right. But anyway, finally, you also just need to focus on getting game-winning shatters and kills. Honestly, some of you Rhines out there really need to unbind your charge and learn how to use your hammer and shatter before you go for ballsy pins. If you need to use your pin to get a kill, there are bigger problems than you just, missing your pins. If you get kills on crucial targets like carry, DPS, or supports, you're gonna have way more wins just because of the insane impact you have on team fights. Focus on playing it safe and don't overcommit to things. Now moving on to number 6, off tanks. So like I mentioned earlier, Hammond's gonna be in this section. So there's Zarya, Roadhog, D.Va, and Hammond. Roadhog is trash right now, but he might be better once he gets his rework to live, but for now we'll just assume that enemy's bad. D.Va's pretty good, but she's not the best anymore. Hammond is difficult to learn, so that just leaves us with Zarya. Zarya is going to be awesome for this meta. For the first time, she takes the spot from D.Va, just because of the bubbles and the team fight impact. Damage is currently in a weird spot right now. It's either burst damage or nothing at all, so having a hero that can laser down enemies while also being a protector is really great. I've got 2 tips for Zarya. First, stop wasting your bubbles. Like, dude, why are you bubbling your Ana in the backline that is only pressured by the annoying guy in team chat, but not by actual real enemies? Save your bubbles and use them whenever your team actually needs them. I recommend using your bubbles to build charge whenever you're below 70 charge, so that means bubbling people that are taking damage, even if it means that you're not necessarily saving them from, near death. And then after you're above 70 charge or so, using your personal bubble to maintain high charge, and then ally bubble to protect them from death, and not to build charge, is the move. You're gonna get charge from protecting an ally from death anyway, but the difference is that you're not bubbling the Reinhardt who's getting spammed by D.Va's rockets, and rather, you're bubbling your Junkrat who just can't help but be on top of the enemy's heads. And secondly, once you get high charge, you should just be aggressive. You can make so much space that it's actually really crazy. Enemies hear the wom 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 noise and they just run and get scared. Actually use that to your advantage and you'll be a better tank player in no time. At number 5, let's talk about the bronze to gold DPS. Here, Pharah is awesome. Pharah isn't exactly in the meta right now, but Pharah is just so good for learning the game and playing in a very low stress environment, which is really nice if you're in bronze to gold. I mean, she flies, so you're not going to have that much trouble staying safe. Even if the enemy has hit scan, if you're a bit smart about it, you're going to be able to just avoid the damage. You got to play those angles well though. I don't want to see you trying to frontline the enemy's hit scan. You're just going to die if you do that. Use the map and actually use it. If you're dead, you can't do anything. If you play safe and you only get 1 kill, that's significantly better. Flanking is the name of the game here. I've always recommended Pharah to lower ranked players and new players since she's just intuitive and she also has a high skill ceiling and she has an escape as well as just a great way to learn the game. Another thing to remember though is that if you use your barrage, you're gonna die. Just accept that you're gonna be dead the moment that you press Q as Pharah. I'm not gonna elaborate too much about this hero since I actually do have a very recent guide on her, which you can check out by clicking on. On the top right. But anyway, let's move on. At number 4, it's the Plat to Diamond hero. This has to go to Torb. Torb is actually a good pick right now. Like, what the heck? I never thought that I'd see the day that I'd tell you to play Torb. I mean, the Blizzard Guides Discord actually has a cult surrounding this guy, so I'm pretty sure that they're pretty happy to see this guy coming to one of the better picks that you can have now. But seriously, he's really good right now. He rewards headshot damage with the primary and tank busting. So I've got a few tips for you that you can use to maximize your impact on Torbjorn. First of all, you just have to use your turret intelligently. Here's the thing about the reworked Torb. Once his turret is dead, the enemy team has 10 seconds of free space to work with. You need to place your turrets in spots that the enemy has to commit to break it. And then once the turret is full HP and hasn't been damaged in a while, destroy your turret with your interact key, wait 5 seconds, and then place it on a new spot. That's if you're on defense. If you're on attack, place it as your team is pushing up, and place it where you originally were standing as you were engaging. Basically, that forces the enemy to leave the objective, go kill your turret, and then come back. And also, I mean, think about it. It can only shoot 1 person at a time, so don't worry about putting it in a spot where it can see the entire enemy team. Just focus on putting it in a spot that one enemy target gets focused by it, and that they have to commit to destroy it, so it can be in a bit of a weirder spot. Also, a very important tip to note is that you have to use the Overload ability as an escape, not as an engagement tool. I was having so much trouble on the new Torb until I tried out the Overload as an escape, and I instantly went from ultimate suck to ultimate destruction. Also, when you use that molten core ability, ability, try and don't worry about getting it under the feet of the enemy first. Put it behind them and then pressure them by putting it under their feet. They'll back up thinking it's the only molten stuff that they can step on, but then there's actually more behind them. Also, you can aim it up so that it lasts a bit longer if you've already got the targets that you wanted to get with that ultimate. At number 3, it's the Masters to GM hero. This has got to go to Doom. You guys know how broken Doom is at that elo. I mean, he's just insane at that rank. Pick up Doomfist and you're just gonna roll games. With Doom, you basically want to keep this mindset. Punching is its own thing, slam and uppercut go almost always together. Use one for engaging and one for escaping, so either use your punch to get in and your slam uppercut to get out, or your slam uppercut to get in and your punch to get out. If you do that, you can always get a kill, then get out every single time. Literally, you just see a Doom fly from point 2 of Ilios all the way to Lijiang Tower, get a kill on your Zen, and then instantly disappear back to the last map. It's kind of annoying to a point where Doomfist just gets in and gets out so ridiculously quickly. Now, an important thing to mention though is that you need to use that shotgun in between every ability. It's your primary form of damage. A great way to look at it is just by recognizing that your ability's job is to actually make it easier to land your primary fire, not to actually do the damage. If you're shooting in between every shot, you're going to do significantly more damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to present a great American artist. He has performed at the White House twice.
I mean, the slam uppercut by itself doesn't necessarily do that much damage. However, if you combo it with the shotguns, it'll do a ton more damage. And finally, always use that ult as an escape. Rarely do you want to use it as an engagement, unless there's a specific use like killing a McCree ult, or there's a very good opportunity to kill supports if you don't have your cooldowns. But otherwise, just use it whenever you go in a little bit too deep and make maybe a bit of a mistake. At number 2, it's the main healer. This just goes to Ana. Ana's nutty powerful right now. She can CC, she can deal damage, and she can heal buckets. You gotta do a few things though when you're playing Ana. First, nade has to get huge value. Even if you miss most of your shots on Ana, if you land that grenade, you're gonna do really well on Ana. What you gotta do is you try and land it right by the enemy tanks, and usually you'll be able to get the nade and get antis on everyone. Once you get that nade off, you want to rally your team to get to the objective or attack the enemy team. This is very crucial. It'll allow your damage to actually stick, and you'll be able to secure those kills way faster than if they were not antied. Also, you can use that nade to bail out allies that are in too deep. Either it'll heal them and keep them from death, or it'll confirm the kills that they're trying to get, which is obviously also very good. Then, on top of that, you practically want to use that sleep dart off of cooldown, unless the enemy has flankers or stuff that is harassing you, in which case, you need to use the sleep dart to just protect yourself. Nade is also very similarly used. Also, don't be afraid to use nano. You don't have to be as smart with it as like with other ults. Just nano somebody, and if they get kills, they get kills, and if they don't, you can just blame them for not aiming well. But anyway, finally, at number 1, off healers. It's Brig. That's it. Brig is just so good and broken. I don't care what you have to say in the comment section. She's broken. I just put out a Brig guide that you can watch if you need more specific tips, so watch that by clicking on the top right. I'll just cover some basics for now so that you can get started playing her. First, stun should always be used healer. Basically, Brig can make space for her tanks so that her tanks can make space for her DPS, so that her DPS can make space for her support, so that her supports can heal her team, and so that her team can easy peasy. Seriously though, she just makes space for her tanks, so play with your tanks and protect your tanks with the AoE heals and flail. You're just gonna have an easy time on Brigida. Also, really quick, just make sure to save that burst E heal ability for your healer unless somebody in the front is low. Do not ever waste it on anybody since it's extremely powerful. There's no reason to idly use it on some random guy that is in danger. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what tip was your favorite in the comments down below. And if you have any suggestions to make to this video, or any videos for that matter, feel free to leave a comment down below. I read all of the comments and I really do appreciate all of your guys' feedback. If you guys want to join the Blizzard Guides community, be sure to check out our Discord in the link in the description, or check out our Twitter at Blizzard_Guides, or our Instagram at Overwatch.Guides. If you want to see more tips and tricks content just like this, you can get subscribed and notified so that you never miss an upload. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. My name is Nate, and this was Blizzard Guides.